Hi, good morning. This is Karen Cochrane from Tarabiz, Condado and clientmarketingsolutions.com. How are you this fine morning? It's the sun's out again in Tenerife. Gets quite boring eventually, I suppose. The sunny weather. I'm sorry for all of those folks that are having a cold start to the day, but here it's absolutely amazing as always. So I'm very grateful for that, and it's always good to start with gratitude, isn't it? I wanted to start with my 5heart tip for the day. I always start my day with the 333, 3 minutes of gratitude to get me high vibing, feeling good, feeling great, grateful for my lot in life. Then I go on to 3 minutes of connection, a little bit of prayer, and then I go on to 3 minutes of intention for the day. So basically this morning, as always, I get ideas, which I call my divine downloads, my DDLs. And the divine download for today, because at night I tend to ask myself, I write down a question, something that's a pressing question for me, something that's maybe annoying me a little bit, you know where I'm coming from. Something that isn't working out, or something that I'm finding a little bit of resistance around doing or achieving, a goal that I'm not achieving and I'm not getting to the success levels that I want. So I wrote one of my questions last night, and this morning after my 333 session I basically got the download that it was because I'm not asking for help. And I think that's a very important thing here. Hi Cleo, good morning. Top of the morning to you, my love. I think it's a very important thing that a lot of us women, especially when we've been brought up a certain way, it's the way I was brought up was that we had to be tough and we had to get on and do it ourselves and not reach out for help because there's a big bad world out there and you've got to be careful and you can't trust people, etc. And breaking through all of those limiting beliefs from when you're small isn't always easy. And I think that especially women who have been, who have a family, who have maybe had to fight their way through and up in a career that is male-dominated, it creates a scenario with you that you don't often reach out, you don't actually ask for help, and that you have to do it yourself. And that was my download for this morning, that I've got to start asking for help, that the veneer, the facade that we give out often is of strength. And my mentor, Fabienne Fredrickson, about 2 years ago actually told me this, and I'm not putting it into practice enough. She said, be strong in your vulnerability. In other words, there's nothing wrong, quite the opposite. Some days we're strong, some days we can help others, other days we need other people to help us. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with reaching out and saying, listen guys, I need help. And as a spiritually based person, I tend to obviously ask, in my case I ask the Lord, I ask God for help. But I don't tend to ask other people, to be honest, and that's what I'm going to be putting into practice today. I'm going to be saying to my people around me, I do need your help. I need your help for this reason. Could you help me? And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. In fact, we've got to realise that we are one, that we're not on our own, and that other people, it's the yin and the yang of giving and receiving, that you ask for things to happen in your life, you've got goals, but we don't do, there isn't the concept of a self-made millionaire. You can't be self-made at that level of business. You cannot do it on your own. There's very few people that can, and they create teams around them, and they're asking for help, and they're delegating, and delegation is a way of asking for help as well. So if you've got a team, ask them for help. Delegate correctly, delegate well, and if you've got your family around you, ask them for help in what you need. Don't try and do it on your own. Don't flounder in silence. And there's nothing, absolutely nothing wrong, quite the opposite. We're always asking, and we're also taught that it's good to give, and especially I think it's a feminine thing that we always want to give to others and give, and we have a fear of being selfish. Exactly, Cleo. Vulnerability is not weakness, it is a strength, and we need to be strong in our vulnerability, and we need to reach out to other people. So that's my message for today, that be strong in your vulnerability. Ask, because there's absolutely nothing wrong with asking for help. And we've got to be prepared, be willing to receive that help. That's another issue. It's one thing asking, but are you actually willing to receive help from other people? That's vitally important. Again, don't have a fear around receiving. There's absolutely nothing wrong. It's not selfish. It's putting self first. I believe we cannot help others in the world to reach their point and to excel and to better themselves and grow if we're weak, if we're done and feeling bad because we're struggling, we're on our own, we're feeling that we're on our own. Ask other people around you for help. Ask your friends, ask your family, ask your team, and be willing. That's the key issue. It's not even, I think it's a 2-point thing. Be willing to ask for help and then be willing to receive that help. And that's what I'm going to be putting into practice today. I've got a few notes here, so I just want to make sure that another thing that I've written down in my morning session is that don't forget that people love helping people. Do you know when you are asked to actually do something to help someone, and when you do it, you have that lovely warm feeling that you feel good that you've actually helped someone? Well, don't forget that if you don't ask people for help, you're not giving them the gift of feeling that wonderful, warm, loving feeling that they've helped you. So remember the yin and the yang, the two sides of the coin. There is absolutely nothing wrong with asking for help. We have to be self first. We actually have to. That's my daughter interrupting my Facebook Live. Say hello, good morning. I don't know if I'm focusing. Say hello, Tara.
Hi.
Good morning. I'm going to be asking you for help. That's the theory of the theme for today. Don't be afraid of asking for help. So remember that people love helping people, and break down what I would call one of our, sorry about that, it's one of my positive day affirmation reminders. Where was I? Yes. Break down that, or stop yourself doing that automatic knee-jerk reaction. When people ask you how you are, we often automatically say, oh, I'm fine, I'm doing well, I'm doing great. And inside we're dying. Now, you're not going to say to somebody that you've not seen for a year, well, I need your help on this, this and this. Let's be realistic. But reach out to the people around you. You know, we call it in our business school, we call it going level 3. That level 1 is, I'm fine, I'm doing great, because really no one wants to know. That's the way we think. And then level 3 is surround yourself with people, with your tribe, people that you can help and they can help you, and that you don't have a fear of actually reaching out to them and saying, listen guys, what can happen when you ask for, what can actually happen when you ask for help? What is the fear about asking for help? Is it because we're told that it's selfish, that we've got to do it and we've got to be strong on our own? Is it because we have a fear that people are going to say no? Well, what if they do say no? Maybe it's not right for them to help you in that moment in time. Go on to the next person and ask them for help. There is absolutely nothing wrong, and we've got to break through this fear, because if all we're doing is giving in life, and we're not receiving, and this is a woman thing, this is a feminine thing, we give, we're going to be empty inside. We're going to have nothing left to give if we don't replenish. And that replenishment is asking for help and being willing to receive the help. So I would say to you, be strong in your vulnerability. Ask for help, reach out to others today. Start stretching those asking muscles and be prepared to receive the help. That's the 2-point thing. Asking for help is the first part, and then actually being prepared to receive that help. And go out and be strong in your vulnerability today, and I wish you an absolutely wonderful day and a wonderful week. If you need any extra help in applying this, send me a PM. I have no problem whatsoever. I would love you to reach out for help and ask me for help. So God bless you all. Have a wonderful day. Mwah.